Welcome to this webcast featuring Crunchfish and CEO Joachim Samuelsson. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say also that this is a retake from this morning's live stream. We experienced some technical problems, so this is not live, but I'm looking forward to a good conversation with you, Joachim, regarding the year-end report that you just released.
Thank you very much.
And so to start up with, looking at the numbers, comparing with 2022, you can see quite a drop of group sales. What's behind that change?
Yeah, essentially one order. On our gesture side, in 2022, we had a $500,000 order from Chinese mobile manufacturer Oppo for our gesture technology. That has not been renewed, so that's not in the numbers, and that explains the whole drop. So essentially, sales-wise, it's still very low numbers. We didn't break through in 2023, but the big drop is essentially that $500,000 order that we are missing this year.
I see. And another main thing in the report is the write-down of the gesture interaction business. What was the reason behind the decision to divest it?
Yeah, we're a small company, and it is challenging to pursue sort of two quite separate avenues: digital cash on one side, and then a business within gesture interaction on the other side. There has also been changes in the gesture market. We have our experience during this year is that there is for hardware manufacturers who manufacture, say, smart glasses, they want to own the technology for gesture. They don't want to source it in. We've had some opportunities where they decided not to buy, but rather make themselves. And also the market that has also come up, general available software packages from Google, MediaPipe, Collabora. There is on the Qualcomm Snapdragon chip. There is gesture as in a general way as well, and that squeezes in a way our market opportunity, because a lot of people who will start with gestures, they will look at those packages, and then we are looking at those that are really serious, wanting to see gesture as a strategic part. They want to own it. So our market for gesture, we felt, has been squeezed. So the decision, what we believe, is that this very talented, experienced team would have a better future with a hardware team where they can optimize the gesture technology for that hardware platform. So that's what we're seeking. And then we're starting today or this week, to go out and reach out to potential buyers of this business.
Yes, that was my next question. What do you expect in terms of timelines in this process?
This has been, we engaged with EY Corporate Finance already last year, end of last year, and then this has been in the making. So we've already prepared a lot. The teaser is ready. The candidates list is identified, and now they are putting their machinery behind this and to roll it out. We expect sort of that we will have a better feel for where this is going within months, really. But the whole process sort of starts now with the thesis ready to be distributed.
Okay, so the business is up for sale, but you will still continue developing.
Yes, we will. I think we want to. I think there are still good development to be done, and that makes this sort of what they're doing. I think they're taking technological advances all the time, and we don't want to stop that.
Yes. So looking into 2024 now, with the gesture going to be divested and your cash position, what's your runway for?
Yeah, we have at the end of the year we had about 30 million. I think now 1.5 months in, I think we are at 27.5 today. And I think worst case scenario without sort of revenue really worst case scenario, then we are looking at that money is running out in Q4. But obviously we're selling Gesture, the Gesture business, and also we are looking for the breakthrough that we've all been waiting for. We hope that it was 2023, it didn't happen. And we have reason to believe that it could be rather than in 2024, and that's what we're aiming for, for sure. Yeah, and then this money won't run out then in Q4 in that sense.
So full focus on digital cash then. Could you just explain your offering within that area?
Yeah. Well, digital cash, it's about offline payment. When we started with this 2020, we realized that all payment systems are online. You need to have an internet connectivity, and all systems in the back end has to be up and running. Otherwise, you can't make a payment, and that is not very secure. That's not very resilient. In case something breaks, your connection to the back end, or if some system, a bank is down, or in Sweden, bank ID is down, something is down, it won't work. So offline is a great complement to that. So we started early, we took out patents, we started to develop a product, we call it Digital Cash Offline. And a big bank in India, HDFC Bank, they claim this to be the world's first sort of solution for offline that we trialed during first half of last year, together with another bank, IDFC First Bank. So we were really early. We've taken this product in various directions. One is that we have also now developed that if you are offline and you want to connect to the back end, but not over internet, using a telecom network, but not data, then we can do that as well. We call that Digital Cash Telecom. And what we have also done very recently is to, instead of just complementing an online payment system with offline, we can now also complement an offline system with the necessary security that an offline system needs. And that's what we call the Digital Cash Protector. This is sort of the very latest thing that I was just in India last week and got a lot of praise and excitement about, because we are very early in this area, and we have done a solution that works on a smartphone securely, and it's in a scalable way. It can be distributed to all smartphones really for a payment application. And this technology, what we've done, that we can break that technology down into pieces, and this protector is just what you need in order to strengthen the security from the payer. Because otherwise, if you don't have this security, you can basically create money yourself, because you download some money, you copy that file, spend the money offline, copy the file back again, and you have created money. That obviously is not how it should be. So you need to secure the payer side much more. And we're really good at that. And that is what certainly, it's needed in any offline solution. And India is no exception really. And we are offering that into India this is what we call the Digital Cash Protector. That doesn't say that we can't sell digital cash offline as a full solution, and we still are promoting that in India for wallets in India who wants to have that solution. And we have the Digital Cash Telecom as well. We have won a prize for that, and that's one. It's going to go live together with IDFC First Bank for the digital rupee project. So but these are the three packages we have. Digital Cash Offline is full offline without any connectivity. Digital Cash Telecom using the telecom route, and then we have the Digital Cash Protector, which helps an existing offline solution with the necessary security of the payer. And I have a lot of hopes in India for that one, because they are in great need of that one in order to secure their whole offline solution really.
So read about the sandbox with the RBI.
Yeah.
Were all those applications involved in that?
No, this was the digital cash offline, full of no connectivity whatsoever. It was done oversight by RBI in their regulatory sandbox, and HDFC and IDFC were the two banks involved. And in December last year, it was approved by RBI as a product or a solution that can be used by any regulated entity. Could be banks or a wallet, a prepaid wallet could use it. So we're very happy about that we have taken it that far.
So what's the expectation? What will this lead to?
Well, we got our first customer, IDFC, signed with us already in June last year. And they have now taken this product and took it in this direction of the digital cash telecom, as I said, for the digital rupee. And they understand our technology and think it's very important. HDFC, was the other big bank, what they believe is I think is very important for them is how to protect the protector idea, because they've been a part of developing this digital or UPI Lite X solution that NPCI launched in the market. But again, that needs to be having better protection. So I think this whole project gave us the confidence that we have the technology to do a full offline solution, and it can be, as we already done with the IDFC, it can be sort of certainly sold in that way. With HDFC, I think they would be right now more interested in our protector as a first step, but this protector could go anywhere. But it's built on all that experience that we got from this pilot project.
Okay, so we just took a minute about IDFC First Bank deal.
Sure.
What's the potential in this deal?
Yeah, we have the revenue model is that it's per user that they're paying, and we made a ladder that they have taken a first batch of user, and we are waiting right now for RBI to just allow us to go live, and that will be for that first batch of users. They've already paid for it, but we're just hoping that to go live. But we made a ladder up to 20 million users. But that I think the potential is over 2 years. I think it's 45 million krona. So that's quite a substantial amount when we get the full potential of this deal. It's about sort of a little bit more than 1 krona per user per year when it's up to these levels. It's higher for the lower volumes, but at that level we're looking at 1 Swedish krona per user per year.
Yeah. And coming back to HDFC Bank and the UPI Lite X.
Yeah.
What's happened there? What's the implication of this UPI Lite X introduction?
Well, it certainly made on one hand, I'm very happy that because offline systems do not really exist in that many places. You know, in Sweden, we are really lost if we have problems with, say, Swish. We are lost. We don't have offline at all. But India is really pushing for it, and the fact that NPCI, together with major banks then, did this development, put, I think, offline on the map. And now they're going to roll it out, and they have sort of the whole ecosystem in India behind it. But in order for them to be successful with it, they need to make it secure. They can't have it that you can make your own money on that system. That obviously won't work.
So that's why actors like HDFC Bank are still waiting for the security level to...
Well, HDFC or any bank, you know, you take a method, a payment method, and then a bank would always write a security wrapper on it. This is the same for online systems. But when it comes to an offline system, that security wrapper needs to be able to work in a complete offline mode. Typically, these security wrappers, they rely on that you connect to the back end. But all of a sudden, you need to protect your offline balance, the transactions you've made, the rules you have. There's much more. It's more complicated to do it when you can't rely on the back end. And HDFC needs to write that wrapper. And they could do that helped by our digital cash protector, which supports an offline system. Yes, like I said, our full solution supports an online system to go offline. But if there already is an offline system, then we believe our competency and our technology that we call the digital cash protector, this is where that one complements. And it could go to the bank, but it could go to any app, or we can even work with NPCI, who is the provider, that they can also look for implementing it.
And NPCI is like the infrastructure of payments.
They are both the operations and the provider of the whole system as well. So that's the backbone of India's payments ecosystem. Yeah.
Another interesting area is the central bank's digital currency plans.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that? How can this translate into possibilities for Crunchfish?
Well, money is either digital. This is what the banks have. That's what you have on your bank accounts. That's digital money. But cash, coins and banknotes, that's coming from the central bank. But they realize that they need to make that digital now as well, because the world is moving in a digital direction. But as banknotes and coins, since that's offline, I think most payment service providers, they realize that should probably be offline as well. And they can have an edge that their digital currency can actually work offline, whereas most payment systems today are only online. So what we're happy with is that it's been just in January, ECB, European Central Bank, they announced in their call for applications that offline is a prioritized area. It's actually the one that they put the highest price tag on. So that is happening. But also India, last week, they announced for their pilot with a digital rupee, that's going to be focused on offline, both in proximity and, as I said, non-proximity. This is working on the telecom network. So big central banks are pushing for offline payments for CBDC, and this is where we come in. But also we've just recently responded to some smaller central banks that is also now having offline as part of their requirements for their implementation of a digital currency. So offline is happening, and I think that's one of the drivers for offline payments is the central banks when they want to go for what's called CBDC, central bank digital currency.
So where are you in these processes in India and ECB?
Well, I think in India, this is where we're really there, because last week I met with the central bank, and they realize again that they need to they want to go offline, and their start in their project is coming from a what's called a rich world implementation. This is the operating system and that is used by mobile phones, but that can be attacked by fraudsters. So you need to move to what's called a secure element, and you can do that in various forms. We think we have a very unique way of having it actually as an app integrated virtual secure element, and that means that any payment app on all smartphones, if you come with an app, it can go distribute to any smartphone. You don't have to have any dependencies anywhere. We think that is ideal. Think of India as such a fragmented and big market. I think we have the central bank in India behind us, as well as NPCI, that it needs to be software-based, otherwise it will be difficult. Because a secure element as well, you could have it hardware-based, but the difficulty is then you have to have dependencies on either mobile phone manufacturers or mobile operators. And you want to avoid that in order to get scale, to have a scalable solution. And this is where we fit in so well in India. For ECB, I think they are more starting for that they believe they should have it on a hardware secure element. We want to convince them that if you're really going to get scale, you should have it on a virtual secure element that we have built our solution on. But I think Europe is coming from a hardware side to, and we want to drag them into a software virtual secure element. India is actually coming from the rich world and we have to increase the security to this virtual secure element. So we are, we are somewhere in the middle. You can't, I think you can't do it, in my opinion, as they are trying in India with just the rich world. It's simply too insecure. We can help them, and I think we are working on that. In Europe, I think they are looking for hardware-based secure elements. That is a problem in terms of scale because of this partnership. And there we can help them as well to make it sort of much more scalable with our solution.
Sounds exciting. And all of these activities that you have going, how will you prioritize?
India is number one, for sure. No doubt about that. And I think with this the Digital Cash Protector that this is from our analysis of that an offline system is coming out in India. We need to relate to that. Coming with the protector is really a great sort of stepping stone for us into India, and I think that opens up. We still have our other products, but the protector will help a lot. So India with that is the best opportunity. CBDC is an interesting area for us, and in the short term is India again, because the digital rupee is developed by the same organization that does the UPI system, and they would need this solution there as well, in my opinion. So I think India, but we are there because as CBDCs are moving for offline, but it's longer processes. What we started as well with this actually very recently is to look at telecom operators as they are the providers of a payment system, and this is common in Africa. There is M-Pesa and there is mobile money. But what they're lacking is the ability to pay in proximity between you and me. They pay over the telecom network. But I think that could be an opportunity, and that's why we have signed up some experienced Danish people that have worked with telco operators in Africa, and we're giving them the chance to market our solution there. But we will support them in what they can do. And they've already signed up. There are two major telco groups in Africa, and we have already signed an NDA with one of those groups. So it's promising already after a few days, really.
And you've also expressed ambitions in South America.
Well, this is for these telco operators as well. The same solution goes there as well. I think Latin America or South America is interesting because of outside India, there is this UPI system in India, fantastic system really. In Brazil, there is a system called PIX, and that is similar to UPI in India. So, but we haven't started really approaching Brazil and PIX yet. But that is of interest for us at some point. They've started with offline, but only on a form factor of a card. And I think they, for sure, would be interested in offline as well for a smartphone.
Yeah. Okay. My final question is, you stated in the report that 2024 could be the commercial breakthrough for Crunchfish. My question is, why is that?
Well, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I said the same thing for 2023, and we were really in high hopes because we had just started this fantastic new thing, an offline payments in an online world. But then things happened. Particularly, I think what happened in India, where we thought we could have our breakthrough. NPCI put their offline solutions on there, and it's hard to compete with in a way, a government organization in a way putting their offline on display. But what we've seen is that again, it's not safe enough. We know that this security wrapper needs to be put in place. We can help apps with that. We can help banks with that, or we can actually help NPCI with that as well. So this gives us a lot of opportunity for us in India still. India is not at all a lost opportunity for us. I think we are extremely relevant with our technology, and I'm actually quite happy that we managed to come up with this digital cash protector as an entry product for us to get in and help protect the offline wallet that the payer is using. So let's see how it goes. But from last week's trip, where I met with the two largest banks, I met with the central bank, I met with NPCI, I met with one of the super apps of India. all interested in all. So we just have to turn that into business now.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll see.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah.
We're sliding into something questions now, and one of the questions was actually, are there any deals coming, and how are the discussions progressing? Just as you mentioned here,
I think as I said, the market. If we start with digital cash offline, which was this project that we got, now regulated entities can use it. We recently signed the next step in our. First, you sign an NDA, and then you signed what's called a DDA. They get access to our sort of SDK in order to integrate it. We've signed that with a super app in India for offline. They want to do that, but I think the mainstream payment ecosystem, they're going to build their solution either for the digital rupee that the central bank is pushing on, but also for the UPI Lite X, which NPCI is sort of pushing on. Both these are launched, both going to be offline. Neither have adequate protection. We can bring that to both of them. And that could be brought to, as I said, many levels, either to the app or to the banks or to NPCI itself. And we are in dialogue with all levels, really. So I hope we can turn that to something significant and get a business going. That's certainly what we're working on.
And we also have a question regarding the DC protector.
Yes.
A more technical question, how it relates to VKey?
Yes. Well, VKey is the container where the digital cash protector runs in. If you think, if you have a mobile phone, and there is an operating system on it, and then the application is the app. We are the app within the VKey system. VKey has a virtual operating system, which is this virtual secure element. That's what VKey is. So VKey protects us from the rich world, but you still have to write the app. So we provide the app. That's what we've done for digital cash offline. We've done it for digital cash telecom, and we certainly have done the app. VKey doesn't do offline payments at all. So we are, with all our products, having VKey as a foundation to get that important isolation from the rich world. But we write the application in all cases. So we are the application. VKey is the what's called a tamper-resistant element in which our applications run within.
Oh, I see. And DC Protector is your newest product. Will you leave the others behind, or will you just?
No, they're still there. You know, and in fact, I really tried in our Q4 report, the first section in the digital cash section, to explain a little bit on the Indian payments market, that it is really UPI dominating. Then there is now RBI coming with their digital rupee, and then there are wallets, prepaid instruments. These are the three sort of avenues there, and I mapped our three products: the digital cash telecom, the digital cash offline, and the protector. Where do they fit in? And we fit in with one product everywhere, really. So it's all a matter of, you know, where can we sort of get it. I think we have opportunity, as I said, with digital cash offline for a closed loop wallet, but the protector is key right now to get out, as they have decided to do offline payments and they need to secure it. They are lacking it. We have it. So I think there are opportunities there.
Yeah, well, it's a question touching upon that. Are you building a joint solution with the UPI Lite X?
Well, again, this is NPCI developing this. This protector, which is, I think, since they already done an offline solution, it is the protector that provides additional function, or basically security. This one, it can be just inserted into the app. Doesn't change UPI Lite X at all. It can be inserted by the bank in this security layer that they do. That's another level. Doesn't affect the UPI Lite's common library. But we could also work directly with NPCI to put it either in, I say we can put it into their core sort of product as well. So this can go anywhere. Then for all these, the telecom solution that we have as well, that also complements, that they don't have that, but that could also be of interest to, as a complement, new functionality that they currently don't have. Yeah, but it is a protector that could go linked to the app, linked to the bank, but if we're gonna work more closely with NPCI and the UPI Lite X to bring out a more of a joint solution, this is also possible. It's on the table. I did meet with the top management of NPCI in my last trip, but just exactly how it will be designed, I don't want to speculate right now. There is a meeting on Tuesday with them, so we're working at that central level with them.
And then also a question regarding the revenue per user in the new product protector compared to DC offline.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think necessarily there will be too much. At scale, we were looking at 1 krona per year per user. We can probably get that for the new product as well. So I don't think that necessarily has to change. You can always argue that when we are getting, if there are hundreds of millions of users, will any payment provider pay us, a check for 100 million krona, sort of, that would mean. So maybe there would be some sort of cap there. But I don't think that we will actually have to charge much less for this absolutely critical security piece that they need than for sort of the whole solution. So I don't think we will really lose much. So the benefit, what has happened, that NPCI and RBI is driving for offline, is that they open up the ecosystem. And we right now have a critical piece that fits that in order to get it secure. So I've said it many times, I'm actually happy that NPCI took this introduction of UPI Lite X, even if it caused us a little bit pain because it stopped some of our commercial dialogues. But now, when it's happened, and we knew that both from our patent position as well as our know-how and how we can complement with the security, we're getting a much bigger playing field where much more are behind it than when we were knocking on one bank's door and another bank's door.
So you're actually helped by the UPI.
The whole infrastructure is there, and we're coming with something. And as I said, I don't necessarily think that it will bring us less sort of revenue to sell a complement, which is absolutely key, than to actually sell the full offline solution.
I see. Final question. Do you have any dialogue with Swish? I know Magnus, our CPO, Magnus Lagersson. He was one of the first people into Swish, built that solution at Swish. Really, he was the head of products and innovation there. He have lunches with them all the time, so he is talking to them. I do think that there is room for Swish as well. We've left them a little bit alone. I know they were really they were working hard because they have swapped their backend from what was called the BIR system into the central bank's TIPS platform. But they've also at the same time had to work with this P27 project as well. So they had a lot to do because they were looking at 2 backends at the same time. It was complicated for them. I think they're out of that now. So maybe this is the year when they come around and they are thinking that Swish should work offline as well. But the opportunity in India, I think that's, people have to realize that. I think, Swish started in, what was it? I think 2012. The volume Swish have done since start, now over, say, 12 years, or 11 years something. That's what UPI does in 2 weeks. So it's the volume in India is just humongous, and I'm actually quite happy that we, when we filed the patent in 2020 in January, the Monday after we filed it late in the week. The Monday after, the first meeting we had was with NPCI and the head of UPI
to explain that what you do online, we can actually do offline. That's why it all started. And it's now 4 years later, and last week I was there again, and I think since then, so much has happened. NPCI have introduced UPI Lite X, meaning the ecosystem is happening. And their experience is not really with offline payments, it's with online payments. And our big know-how, we can help there. And I'm optimistic that I think we've, once and again, I've been talking 2 years ago about survival of the fittest. It's all about, can you adapt? And I think we've shown it again. Yes, we can adapt. And we're coming with an offline complement to an offline solution, which we didn't have, say, 6 months ago. But now we do. And it's an interesting sale for us in India.
Yes, and it will be very interesting to following you, and looking forward to talk to you after the Q1 report as well.
Yeah, I look forward to be back here again. Okay.
Thank you so much, Joachim.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.